Alright,
It's not on yet. There it goes.
now we're live. All right, guys. Well, we're just let's need some feedback on chat. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Diane was having trouble hearing me through my mic. I had to turn the gain all the way up. So if it's too loud for you guys, then I need to turn it down. Let me know. And there's a delay in Google Hangouts,
Yeah,
so it'll probably take a little while.
yeah, it takes a little bit to hear from them, but we will any minute.
So you're gonna Diane, you're sharing your screen, right?
I will be at some
Yeah.
point. Yes, yes, I will. See, so
Waiting,
can you guys hear us? We'll give it a whirl.
waiting for a few more folks to show up and for people to give us some feedback as to our volume level. Too high, too low, or just right? On my side, it's showing that I'm saturating, but I don't know.
All right, they're saying it's good. Thanks, Deb. Thanks,
Ex-
Gustavo. Good.
Excellent. So we will get started. Well, this is the surprise was spoiled. I was introducing a seven-figure lady, and obviously you know who that lady is. And I have to say, one of the most impressive individuals I've come across in the marketing space, and oddly enough, it was one of the first people that I ran across when I was a young buck, for getting started in this industry, not knowing what copy was or AdWords, and not knowing the difference between all that stuff and being green. And she was very nice to me when I started some not so nice art marketing campaigns, and she was very gracious and asked me to correct a few things, and that was my first lesson in how not to market. And ever since then, she's been a dear friend, and she's watched me grow as a marketer, and so it's my privilege and to introduce not only somebody is a powerhouse today, but has been a powerhouse marketer for the past 13 or so years. And there's a huge lesson in having her as a mentor and going through her training, in that what she teaches is about longevity, which I can't say too many people in this industry teach. And that's why you guys saw my emails, and I was making a big deal about that security, because what good is a business if it's only going to be around for 1 or 2 years, and then you're basically back where you're stuck. And I have to tell you, the worst thing that can happen to you, the worst, if you're broke right now and struggling, what's worse than that is having made a lot of money and then having lost that business, and then all of a sudden being deep in debt and owed money to left and right to a bunch of people as a result of that business. I would say that's even worse than being broke. And a lot of people in this industry go through that experience. So how do you avoid that pain? Well, my dear friend Diane Hockman will be showing you how to build a business, an attraction marketing business, and how to make sure it sticks and is around for a long time, so you have that security. So Diane, please take it away. I know you have a lot of value, and I'm going to try to chime in here and there, but let's get going. Say hello to everybody.
Well, first of all, hi everybody, and thank you, Fernie. I'm so honored to be here with you. I'm actually almost like, I get emotional about it. I know that sounds queer, but I get emotional about doing webinars with you every time I do one with you, which is a couple times a year usually, because I have watched so many people grow up in this industry, and I have watched a bunch of us become very, very, very successful, and I've also, what you just said, watched a bunch of people crash and burn. And it always breaks my heart to watch people that are so talented not develop a business that's going to sustain for them for the long term. Sometimes it's because they're just young bucks or young chicks, and they're just going for the gusto, not realizing the end game. And sometimes it's because they a little bit of, we're going to talk about creating that longevity and stability. We're going to tell some fun stories. We're going to interact with the crowd, and I'm excited to be here. So some of the folks are saying something, my webcam's fuzzy. It looks fine to me. Am I looking okay?
You're a little fuzzy. Sometimes it's choppy. I think it has to do with your internet connection. But I mean,
Yeah, I think so too. I think so, guys. We're going to go to screen share in a minute anyway, so it should be fine. And I have to tell you, I've been traveling and staying up late at night. I was at a big marketing seminar, so maybe it's better you can't see the real you can't see the puffy eyes and all that other stuff. But I just want to give a shout out. Who's on the line tonight? Let me just take a look real quick and see who's here. Alguien me dijo que hay algunos latinos que hablan español también here, and I wish I could do more than that, but that's about the extent of what I'm gonna. Pero bienvenido. I'm just looking down the list here.
So Diane, when we sell the No Excuses 4 recordings, we have them actually now in Spanish. We're only going to allow you to watch the Spanish version so you can brush up.
Well, that's okay with me. I watch TV in Spanish all the time. I understand it perfectly, just getting it out of my mouth. What I need to do is come out to LA and hang out with you for a while and just kind of hang out and go for some good food and just talk in Spanish for a month. I'll be good to go. I'll be out.
That's the best way to learn, immersion.
Exactly. That's how I learned. Unfortunately, I haven't been immersed in 20-some-odd years, so therefore it gets a little weak. But I'm just looking down the list because I know there's a couple of people that might want to pop over later to share some information and some stories about some of the training we've done in the past. But I'm going to go over, I got a couple PowerPoints. Now, guys, let me give you a disclaimer, especially if you haven't trained with me before. I'm not the most technical person. I'm not really big into making fancy presentations in PowerPoint. I just threw a couple slides together to give you some visuals and to give you some background, and also to share a little bit about the story of my journey in my career. So let me pull this up. And we're going to go over here. And, whoops, we're going to go over here. And we're going to do this. Bernie, can you see this? I'll just put up the slide.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
You can see it?
Yep.
Okay. So, guys, I basically want to share, you know, where I came from and how I got here and all this other stuff. You know, I called it the fantabulous journey of a Connecticut housewife who went from a broke coupon clipper to an attraction marketing queen. Me in the summer before I stumbled into the home business industry. I was home with 2 kids. I was pretty miserable. You could tell I wasn't really taking care of myself. We had run ourselves into over $40,000 in credit card debt. We had bill collectors calling morning, noon, and night because I had it all on lots of credit cards. I didn't have like 1 or 2 cards. I had lots of credit cards. Like there was like 2,000 on each one. So my phone was ringing off the hook, and I was trying to figure out how to pay them off and all this other stuff. And of course, in the meantime, going down to McDonald's and making myself super healthy, as you can see. So it was a pretty bad time in my life, and I had to ask myself, college, like my parents told me, I got a good job, I worked for this state and all this other stuff, I got the secure job. Why was I 32 and so miserable that I mean, I wanted to be home with my kids, but I'll be frank, it was also a great way out of the job. I wasn't content, I felt unfulfilled. And so I left my job, but I kind of forgot that that was going to, you know, bring our income way down, and that's how we got ourselves into pretty much a really big mess. So 32, deep in debt, kind of depressed, no, you know, my career for my self-expression. I'm going to be 20 on Sunday for me, 20 Saturday. She's going to be 20. So this was a long time ago. You know, this is almost 14 years ago. And in fact, it is 14 years this summer. And then basically what happened was my husband's cousin showed up, and he had lost a ton of weight, and I needed to lose weight, and I bought some diet pills. Now, these are the original diet pills I bought. No, I'm not here to sell you diet pills. These are no longer available. In fact, they're illegal in all 50 states. No wonder why I lost weight so well. They had an ingredient in them that we can't buy anymore in the marketplace. But that's how I found out about this industry. Business. It hadn't even occurred to me. I didn't know you could. I didn't know anything about, you know, Fernie, you guys started in Amway, isn't that true?
Yeah, but now you got me intrigued by these pills. Where can I buy them, even illegally? Well,
unfortunately, you can't buy them, but I do know a lady that lives in Dallas that has something almost as good, if not better. So.
Yeah. But you're right. I got started in Amway, so we have very similar beginnings.
What was that?
I said I got started in Amway, so we have very similar beginnings, starting with big, well-known companies.
Now, were you approached? Did somebody prospect you, or were you looking for a business?
I was prospected by Raymond. So Raymond was my sponsor. He invited me to a meeting at his home, and I thought it was a meeting with some other engineers to go over a startup idea to start an internet company, and it turns out to be Amway.
So I thought I was going to a Weight Watchers meeting, and you thought you were going to a startup meeting with a bunch of engineers, right? We weren't looking. We just stumbled into it. So invited me to, and I really did think I was going to Weight Watchers or something like that. I thought I was going to a meeting to discuss weight loss and, you know, tips and tricks to lose weight, and it turned out to be an opportunity meeting. In fact, it was a 250-person opportunity meeting, and everybody was hooting and hollering. And, you know, I started Herbalife, and at Herbalife they dance on the chairs and all kinds of stuff, and I was like, what is this place? This place is incredible. And I was intrigued and I was excited because I decided right then and there, not only was I going to lose a bunch of weight, but I was going to get rich. That was my plan. I just sat, I said, this is it. This is a godsend. I'm ready to go. This is it. So I bought myself a business in a box. I floated a check for $72.95, cash money, wrote that check out, had to run to the bank on Monday morning to cover the check. And, you know, and then I was in business. So I kept taking out the manual, and I just kept reading and reading and reading and, you know, trying to put all this together. So they told me I had to make a list of everybody that I knew. I'm sure all you guys have experienced that. If you've gotten into network marketing, they want you to tap your circle of influence, which, by the way, you're going to hear me say some things tonight. And what I don't want you to do, please never misinterpret my telling you the truth about my opinions about certain business practices. Don't equate that to my bashing an industry or a company or anything like that, because I love this industry. I grew up in this industry. This industry changed my life. But I think sometimes some of the things that people are taught are pretty just gosh darn goofy. And, you know, circle of influence absolutely can and should be used. In fact, I mean, you know, part of the reason why I am who I am today is because Fernie introduced me to some people that introduced me to some other people, and so on and so forth. So our friendship from years ago, we became circle of influence to one another. We didn't recruit each other, but we did influence each other's careers in a way. So circle of influence is a big deal, but, you know, running around and pestering Aunt Mary every day to buy your diet pills or your lotions or your potions, I don't know that that's the most business-like, you know, technique. And a lot of places, that's what they teach you. So they said, make a list. And I did. And I did a house party. And this is your typical invite everybody over and do the demo of the products. The only difference that I had was I had a cousin and his wife. They had each lost 175 pounds. So all I had to do was go, here's my cousin. This is what he used to look like. Give me your money. You know, it was that simple. I made $420 that day. And truthfully, that night I cried. I cried, you know, in gratitude, thinking, okay, I found the solution. Guys, by the way, if you hear any background noise, it's summertime, and there are kids running through my house. I'm a proud work-at-home mama, and, you know, I've told them to knock it off, but they're still fooling around. Can you please tell them to quiet down a little bit, hon? It's okay if they're a little noisy, Lara, but they can't be, you know, bouncing off the walls. So I did the house party. I made $420, and I was sure that I had found my solution. But just like anything, over a short period of time, people quit. We did this in October. And by the time Christmas, you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas rolled around, everybody wanted to eat, you know, pigs in blankets and cheesecake. They didn't want to be on a diet anymore, and they all stopped ordering. So my business that I had just started, well, it didn't die. I still had some reorders. I realized that I had to find another way. So, you know, the fun ended, and it was kind of like, okay, I'm back to the drawing board. And what I did was I hit the internet. Now, you guys got to understand, this is about 2000, the end of 2000, 2001, by the time I went through all of this. You know, the internet was not today, you know, what it is today. I don't even know, I can't remember what year we went from like Alta Vista to Google. We certainly didn't have YouTube. We certainly didn't have, there was like 6 sites about network marketing on the internet at the time. Literally, you know, today we have Better Network, and of course we have, you know, the No Excuses Summit. We have all these different websites that have all kinds of great information about network marketing and doing it on the internet. Back then, there was nothing.
Wow, you're going back in time with Alta Vista.
Yeah, well, but Fernie, I mean, I'm telling you, what year did Google start? Think
Oh,
about,
yeah.
I remember.
Oh, totally. I was there with you. I remember using Alta Vista, using uh, Yahoo when it was cool.
Remember ICQ, the instant messenger? That was the big deal. It was like,
Yeah.
ooh. Back in the day. So we did not have the resources we have. You guys got to understand that if you need the answer to any question, you can go Google it and find anything. You also can find the dirt on anyone. Somebody's a scam artist, believe me, they're going to be revealed today. That's why we always preach about being transparent in this day and age. If you're not transparent, you're going to get bit in the butt. It's going to happen. So I found this ad when I was searching for information. I was actually on some message boards where people were discussing, and the site's still there. It was either MLM.com, which is still there today, or there was another site that I used to go to. And somebody had a little ad, and it said, "Become the hunted, not the hunter. People will call you." Now, a lot of people think different people wrote that, but that's the line I found, which predates a lot of the attraction marketing that we see today. So I said, this is it. This is exactly what I need, because I really had a hard time, because what they wanted me to do, one upline told me to go to the mall and prospect. Just go out and talk to people. That's all he would ever tell me. Just talk to people. Just talk to people. Use a button, wear a button, and talk to people. And I was shy, which is hard to believe. These days, I'm a big mouth. But back then, I was shy, and the idea of going to the mall and talking to people and trying to get their number freaked me out. And then another upline said, well, don't worry about that. You don't. And I had little kids, by the way, too. I couldn't just stick them in a closet to go out prospecting. And then another upline said, oh, no, I'm going to show you how to use leads. And they sold me big batches of leads, which I found out later were absolutely marked up. They were making a boatload of money on them. And I was dialing leads. And again, every night I'd sit down and dial the leads, and I would be so anxious. I'd always feel like I was bothering people. Now, I can't see the chat right now, but if you guys have ever felt like the techniques that you've been taught are like solicitation or bothering you, give me a shout out. Let me know. Do you feel that way? Some people are awesome prospectors. I've studied all of them. I've studied, like our good friend Todd Falcone. He can call anybody and recruit him. And I've studied a lot of people and studied a lot of techniques and a lot of scripts. But in the end, it wasn't my way. It just wasn't for me, and I wasn't going to make progress fast if I did that. So I wanted this course. The course was $197. I didn't have the money, so I saved quarters in like a little coffee can, like a bucket, until I had $200 worth of quarters. And I went down to the bank. You guys got to understand, this is back in the day. There was no, processing online. There was no Amazon, Today, what we take for granted, it didn't exist then. I went to the bank, I got a money order for $197 plus shipping and handling, and I sent it off to a complete stranger, which for me was like crazy because I didn't have that money. So I waited, and eventually a product showed up, and it was a cassette box. It was a box that had 6 cassettes in it, and it was all like typed weird. And back then, do you remember those links? They were like CGI bin ? Like any kind of web link was like 7,000 characters long, Fernie. There were no domain names.
Oh, I was the one programming those links.
Yeah, so there you go. So, and there was all these different links on the outside of the cassette thing. There were no graphics. It was just, it looked like it was photocopied, shoved into the case, and there were 6 cassettes, which also had pretty rudimentary labels on them, and there was a spiral-bound photocopied manual that clearly had been photocopied at like Staples. And I went through this course. And it was cool because what the course did was it introduced me to the concepts of direct response and mail order. And it taught me how to use some techniques like using voicemails instead of taking the calls live, etc. And what I started to do, it also talked about information products and more advanced stuff, but that overwhelmed me. It kind of freaked me out and it scared me because I didn't know how to make an info product. I didn't know any of that stuff. So what I did was I started using all the different flyers that I could find, these little work from home things, and I was mailing out these work from home booklets. This is actually from an old website, that picture. It's a guy who was like crusading to try to get these booklets outlawed. And then I also, and I didn't put up a picture, but we used to run around town and hang up, remember those signs that were on every electric pole on every corner, Fernie? Work from home, full-time, part-time, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
So
at that time I ignored all those signs, but yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, you ignored them, but you know what? We actually generated greatly. I mean, I got teachers and lawyers off of them. You'd be surprised if somebody's desperate and they're in their car and they see it, they'll call. And that was the dawn of cell phones and stuff back then. Not everybody had them, but a few people did.
Yeah,
So, you know,
I wasn't the target market at that point. I was going through MIT and thinking I was gonna be rich after I left MIT.
you were going to be a rocket scientist and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
So I discovered this stuff, and it was really cool because I all of a sudden learned how to generate my own leads. And, you know, a lot of people in this industry tend to say, leads, if you generate leads, you're good to go. Leads, you're good to go. Well, here's the problem. I learned how to cause people to respond to me. Notice that word, the word is cause. I learned how to cause people to respond to me, and I had leads galore. I mean, I'm telling you, Fernie, my phone was, I remember one ad sequence that I ran. I learned also how to run little classified ads, like $10 ads and penny savers and junk. And my phone was ringing so much before I went to an 800 number and a voicemail, I couldn't keep up with them, and also I was afraid to call them back. So there were still problems, though, because just generating the lead did not put me with the person that was the right person yet. See, my mentor in those tapes, you know, he talked about the phrase, and you might want to write this down because I say this phrase to me every single day to myself. I'm looking for people that are looking for me. Okay, and that's the base core of the type of marketing I'm going to talk to you about tonight, because if you learn how to position yourself in front of the right market with the right message, you win. You win. Your site doesn't have to be particularly pretty. You don't have to be slick. You don't need a lot of these things. Right message in front of the right market, you win. So I was generating leads up the wazoo, but one, I had to call them back. When I called them back, they still didn't know who I were, so, you know, who I was. So they'd be like, who is this? How'd you get my number? They had just left me a voicemail, and I call them back, and they'd give me a hard time. A lot of them had drama, so I was manually sorting through all of these people. I had to call them all up, and, you know, the lady would tell you about what happened to her 22 years ago and why she couldn't do this today, and she had to get permission from her dead husband, so she had to go to a seance to make sure he approved, and all this stuff, and a lot of them were broke, okay? They had silly objections, I had whiners, and I had deadbeats. And then I was also still working just locally, and so I was still trying to bring people over to like a little meeting in my house. Until one day I had an appointment with a lady, and she used like the dial-a-ride to come to my house. And she showed up at my doorstep, and she had a plant. And I was like, why is this lady coming over to learn about, you know, working from home, and she has a plant? It was because the lady had no way to get home and had planned to spend the whole afternoon with me because she was lonely. And that was the day I said, no more. No more people in my house. No more talking to unqualified prospects. No more hearing silly stories about when they scabbed, scraped their knee in the 3rd grade and they got infected and then their mother yelled at them and this and that. No more people asking me, hey, why don't you pay for me to get in and I'll pay you back when I'm successful. All that crap, excuse my language, guys, but all that crap, I had solved part of the problem. But I had not cracked the code because basically I just didn't even want to talk to these people. So I went back to the drawing board. And a lot of you guys may be in this place now. You may be running solo ads. You may be generating leads in different ways. You got part of the equation because and you may even have automated your marketing. Especially if you're listening to Fernie. If you're listening to Fernie and Ray, you know what you should be doing. If you're a customer of their products, you know what you should be doing. You know how to drive traffic. I mean, that's what these guys do. But you still may be getting a bunch of this junk. So I went back to the drawing board, and, these people didn't know who I was, so that was a waste. And I sat and I studied, and then all of a sudden I saw the hidden order. Guys, when you study anything, we were joking last night. They kept calling it JAMP or whatever they call it. They said just another math problem. Everything in life, and you're an engineer, Fernie, you should like this, is just another math problem. So I just sat and I kept looking at the equation that I had in front of me. And again, I want to remind you, there was no Facebook to go ask someone a question. There was no way to get a hold of You know, I mean, nowadays you can go online and get a hold of 6, 7, and 8-figure earners, you know, easily to ask them a question or get some feedback. Back then, I was all alone. I was a housewife who didn't know what she was doing. And all of a sudden, I realized what was missing in my marketing that the guy who I bought the training from, he had done, but he didn't talk about it. I'm not sure he even realized what he did when he did it. And all of a sudden I could see it, and it became like Technicolor. It was like Wizard of Oz, you know. She walks out of the house and she goes, "This doesn't look like Kansas anymore, Toto." Everything was in Technicolor. It was magical. And all of a sudden I was off to the races. I'm going to show you guys what I did, and I'm going to like come clean and show you, truthfully, I'm going to show you my original sites and everything. I'm mortified to do it in front of Fernie, but it is what it is. Okay, so that line, I'm looking for people that are looking for me. I'm looking for people that are looking for me. This is about targeting. I learned later when I studied. We were targeting a market, okay, and then we were crafting a message to put in front of the people. And inside of the message, we were telling stories that were compelling, that caused the people to relate to us. Let me say that again because I went fast. I figured out how to locate people that were looking for me, and I put in front of them marketing that was sharing stories and concepts and making them very attracted to me. They could have bought weight loss anywhere. They could have done work from home anywhere. But I crafted the marketing to make them only want to be with me, which is exactly what the guy who I bought the course from had done. In all his materials, you were very, very, very attracted to him. And in fact, for the longest time, I thought that this person was the only person in the world that knew all of this stuff until I found out about a guy named Dan Kennedy and a couple of other, you know, major marketers, if you've looked around, Gary Halbert and all these guys, and I realized that this guy was just the messenger. There was a whole world of direct response. We call it direct response. And today in this space, we often call it attraction marketing. Now, here's the thing, though. I was a housewife, okay? I was not a fancy-dancy marketing dude. I didn't have a degree in marketing. All I knew is I needed to make money this week to feed my kids and pay off my debt. That's all I was after. Make money, feed my kids, pay my debt. I didn't have time to be fancy. And the reason why that course helped me so much is inside of that course, and I want you guys to hear this because I want to carry it on to you. He said, homemade is good enough, meaning your materials, your writing, your websites. Today, you know, you guys can go grab a Optimize Press or something and throw up websites easy, or different systems and tools that are out there. I am not technical. I am not fancy. I do homemade. I do homemade video. I don't have fancy, slick videos. I do homemade webinar. You know, everything is simple. But if you learn a few rules, you can compel the people to follow you. And that is what has led to my success. And I'm going to show it to you now how it all started. So it's powerful stuff because most people just take the pre-written copy, and there's nothing wrong with swipe copy. I use it all the time, but I make it my own. Okay, you can change it around, you can move it. They take the pre-written headlines. So what happens is everybody and their uncle's writing the same thing all over the internet. You're just one of the millions. And they don't personalize their marketing. So they're like, guys, if you're in Amway, Herbalife, Mary Kay, New Skin, Old Skin, you know, whatever you're in, there's reps on every corner. Visalis, I don't know what you guys are in. If you're in a network marketing company, you may not be. If you're an affiliate, for things in this space, you know, magnetic sponsoring, MLSP, obviously SEO networker, traffic playbook, all these different things, there's tons of people selling them. Okay, if you go out into the bigger space and you're an affiliate for Frank Kern or Brendan Burchard or any of those marketers out there, same thing. There's thousands of people marketing them. You have to learn how to become exceptionally attractive on the internet so that people will follow you around. And then you have to learn where the people you want to locate are, and you have to put the right message in front of them. So you have the people, the message, your story, put them all together, and boom, people start chasing you. It's fantastical. So that was really it. And I joked the other night, I took the slide out because I got in trouble, but I'm going to say it anyway. Guys, I was selling weight loss and a weight loss opportunity, so I just went out and tried to figure out where the fat chicks hang out on the internet. See, because I didn't want cheerleaders and supermodels and stuff because they wouldn't relate to me. I was looking for fat chicks that were my age or older. Now, I know I shouldn't say that, but it's true. You know, like, hey guys, what, Fernie?
Well, it's true. What, like you? That's your market.
Yeah, I mean, that was the market. I mean, guys, like a lot of people, there's a lot of people that sell dating and pickup information. There's lots of sites about dating. They're looking for the guy that can't get a babe. You know, it is what it is, what it is. There's nothing wrong with saying that because I was trying to help the fat chicks get healthier. So, you know, that's all cool. But I figured out where they congregate. Now, and by the way,
let me ask you a question. So why the girls? Why not the men? Hello? Did we lose Diane?
I didn't hear you. It cut out for a second, and I can't see you because I have the PowerPoint up. So go ahead.
Why did you target the women, the fat chicks, as you say, and why not the fat guys?
Well, because when I told my story about my struggle and what I had been through, women who wanted to lose over 50 pounds were going to relate to me and think, this girl has it going on. Now, Fernie, you knew me when I was real skinny. I'm chubby now, but I've lost a lot of weight since I saw you, and I'm on target. I'm going to look good. But next time I see you, I'm going to be hot again, so watch out. But back then, I knew that if I had lost 100 pounds to a woman who wanted to lose more than 50, I was an inspiration. But I still wasn't that thin girl. So to a woman who was a gymnast, I looked overweight. So write this down, guys. Everything is relative. A lot of people get into the industry, they think they don't know anything, but if they hang out and take your course or anything, they know more than 90% of people out on the street. I learned that this weekend again. I went to this seminar with all these high-powered business people that know nothing compared to some of the stuff that we in our space know. They were all over me, Fernie, just wanting to know about social media and this and that. I was helping lawyers and doctors and Indian chiefs. So everything is relative. Yeah. Well, some of them were. There was a little bit of everything. There's some interesting people there. And I'm not kidding about lawyers and doctors. I consulted both a lawyer and a doctor.
I was laughing at the Indian chief remark.
Yes.
But Diana, I asked that question because I knew what answer you were going to give. I thought it was an important point, which is why I asked. It's about if you're using your story, obviously that story is going to resonate with some people and not others.
Yep, absolutely. And Fernie, because I can't see you, I'm talking fast. Feel free to just go, yo, Hockman, stop me, because I can't see you signaling me when you want to add something. Because
no worries.
I think that was a really important question. You have to understand that your story is compelling to someone. It always is. Your story is compelling to someone. You just have to figure out who it's compelling to. When I met Fernie was a kid. Okay, he's very grown up and mature now. Actually, he is. But when I met Fernie, he was a kid learning how to, fooling around, learning how to target ads. And he, at the time, I didn't see him as somebody to learn from because I was older than him. I had been around doing certain things for a little while. So everything is relative. Now, today, 2013, Fernie is so knowledgeable, I will go sit in front of him any day, all day long, to learn from him. It's relative. Why is it different? Because it changes every single day. So you have to get in front of the people that will find what you have to show them to work. Same thing with cost of products. A lot of people say everybody's broke. Nobody's broke. It's just a matter of the way something is presented and where they are in their thought process. Everything's relative. If a guy makes $30,000 a year, buying a $500 info product is big ticket for him. If a guy makes $200,000, buying a $500 info product is no big deal. So it's just relative, and you have to remember that. Everything is relative. So basically, this is what happened. I reversed all the marketing I was taught, not that it was marketing, but my company and my upline was teaching me to sell big packages out of the gate and to try to convince people. So I had to get an appointment. I had to sell them a $200 package of weight loss, diet pills, etc., and that it was really unacceptable to sell anything less. After I took the course and studied, I learned what the funded proposal is. A lot of you guys have heard about this if you've read magnetic sponsoring or different things out there. I took one of the products that were low cost and I put that up at the front of my marketing, and I created campaigns, and I'm going to show them to you in a second. I created campaigns that caused people to see the offer. The offer was cheap. They'd buy that bottle of diet pills, and I made $16 a bottle. The $16 covered all my advertising and traveling to conventions and all that type of stuff. And before you knew it, I was literally selling myself, not my team, myself, over $20,000 worth of product every month out of a closet in my house. It went wildfire. And guys, I want you to think about this, because if you are in a network marketing company that has a retail component, if you could learn to do this, and it's not that hard, because if I figured it out, it's not that hard, you would only need 10, in Amway, how much volume do you need a month to be a king over there? 200? Is that right?
I mean, if you sell anything, it's a miracle in Amway.
Most companies, 200,000 volume a month will put you at that top rank. Presidential, you know, ambassador. I call them Starfleet commanders. That's what I call the highest rank. You know, Starfleet commander. So if you learned how to do this, and you only had 10 people that you could duplicate this into, not thousands. Everybody's like talks about how big their organization is. You had 10 people that learned how to do this, you'd already be presidential. You'd be a diamond. You'd be a, you know, whatever it is you want to be. So it was really just reversing the marketing. Now, why did I do this, and why did I figure it out? Because Fernie talked about security. I knew that I couldn't take money out of my family's pocket to fund my business. Quite frankly, we didn't have it. We were barely struggling to put food on the table, let alone, you know, buying all kinds of stuff for the business. So I needed to learn, and that's why I invested that money into learning the solution that would cause me to create cash flow for the rest of my career. Once I learned how to create cash flow, you couldn't stop me anymore. You couldn't ding me. I became a recruiting animal because I knew I had an answer. And no matter what objection they had, I was actually, even to this day, I'm kind of cocky. I love when people give me a ridiculous objection. I'm like, okay, how's your way working out for you? And they'll look at me and their eyes will get big because I'll be kind of snotty. It's not because I'm being mean, it's because I want to help them. Because a lot of people will sit and go, well, I know this stuff you're talking about today. Well, in a minute I'll show you a slide and you can take a little self-test and see how things are working out for you. And it's revealing when you stop and really think about it. So before you go into I've heard this before mode, let me ask you, how many people call you daily asking to buy from you or contact you, okay, however they're contacting you? How many people call you daily saying, I want to buy XYZ from you? Write down a number. Okay, and for those of you that are more internet-based, it's fine. How many people go to your website and click and buy from you? Now, or whichever website you're using, affiliate sites, whatever. How many people sign up for your MLM behind your back a month? What does that mean? When you become a true attraction marketer, people spy on you, they study you, they follow every move you make, and then one day, in one perfect moment, they go, that's it, I'm signing up, and they sign themselves up. A safe prospect is an enrolling prospect. And who better to enroll a prospect than themselves? It's really freaky different thinking for a lot of you. A safe prospect is an enrolling prospect or buying prospect, depending on which side of the marketplace you're in. And who better to sell or enroll the prospect than themselves? So how many people sign up for your program or buy your product behind your back in a month? Write down a number. And then here's the next one. One of the big parts of this space is getting a lot of exposure and having a lot of people see you. Has anybody asked you to speak at their event lately? Are people banging down your door asking you to do webinars? Are people begging for you to be a part of what's going on out in the marketplace? If your answer isn't you know, if you're not writing down big numbers and saying, yes, this is all happening for me, you do not know or understand completely attraction marketing. You might have read the book. You might feel you do. You might have a capture page. You might run some solo ads. But if you do not have people effortlessly enrolling and buying, you haven't mastered it yet. And that's why Fernie asked me to come here tonight. Because when you master this, is it work? Yes. Do you have to learn some stuff? Yes. Is it hard? I don't think so at all. You have the most magnificent lifestyle that is possible. And I'm going to show you a little bit about that, but I want to move on. Okay, here. And this slide is messed up, so just bear with me. I always like to show people, I don't like to brag or make a big fuss. Fernie already did that for me with his letters. He made me sound really good. But I like to throw a little documentation out just to give you guys a flavor of why you should listen to me. So I'm going to throw up some pictures here. Top picture, this is me speaking in London. They flew me over to London to speak at a seminar. That's Dagan Smith. A lot of you guys know that from Young Mr. Brian Finale. So they flew me over and said, oh, please come teach us in England. These are 2 magazine covers. Guys, these are magazine covers where somebody from the industry, from a top publication, said, we'd like to feature you. I did not pay. A lot of people are on a cover of a magazine that they paid $6,000 to be on the cover. Okay, there's me speaking at Fernie's event, No Excuses. That's number 2. That was 2 years ago. There's my PowerPoint's messed up. Sorry, guys, the animations are messed up. I did these quickly and screwed up. There's us back in Scotland, where I was asked to come back over again and speak in Scotland. This is me speaking at a women's event, that room packed full of hungry women learning to market down in Florida. There's another magazine cover. There's me speaking as a number 2 retailer and number 3 recruiter at a company convention. There's me and some of my people receiving an award. There's me speaking at Live the Dream. That one is messed up because it went behind, but that's one of our cruises that we won. I've gone on, it's all over. There's another magazine cover. There's another cruise. There's another magazine cover. There's all of us in a hot tub in Cancun on a free trip. There's Brian Finale had just handed me a $2,500 check for an affiliate prize, and he was making funny faces. There's another, another award, another, speaking thing, and so on. Hang on a minute. I travel around the country. Let me go back to my thing. I travel around the country sharing the good news of attraction marketing with people. Attraction marketing is not just traffic. Traffic is incredibly important to your business because you have to have people looking at your offers. And if you want to learn about traffic, there's no better man than this guy. This is the go-to guy, period. But if, yeah, he's got on his MIT hat so he looks smart. See, is that why you do that?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I impress people. I just walk into a bar and they go, wow.
Wow, he's smart. But if you have not created a brand, and I call it a legend, if you have not mastered the part where people become obsessed with you, where they only want to buy from you, where they want to follow you around, where they want to be with you, if you have not done that, you're going to have a problem with sustainability. Okay? Anybody can run traffic into a converting page and make money. Anybody can. I mean, you go to a great marketer, get their page, run traffic into it. If we know it's tested and it converts, you're going to make money if your margins are right. That is, people can learn to do that. But we're talking about people that are going to go on to speak at No Excuses. Next year, every year it's all exciting. Everybody's like rallying to see who will get to speak at that event. It's the biggest event in our space. People rally around about who will be promoted and shared and who will JV together. So we want to take you to a whole nother level of marketing that will take you from learning the basics to becoming legendary. Okay? I want to leave a legacy in this industry. I want people 20 years from now to go, remember that time. And I want them to talk about us, me, you, Fernie, a bunch of us that work together. I want them to talk about us like we talk about some of the legends from the past. We talk about Dexter Yeager, not the past, but you know what I mean. We talk about legends from the 80s and the 90s. Well, here we are in this decade, and if you're on this webinar, you're part of the leadership of this movement that was started by a bunch of us so many years ago. I think a lot of people have fallen asleep with this movement because it's kind of gone all over, and I want to bring everybody back to understanding the branding concepts and the funded proposal concepts and the cash flow concepts that a lot of people have forgotten. So I'm going to show you two things, and then I'm going to show you what I have going on this summer. And I'm already tired thinking about this summer, but it's going to be epic. I'm real excited. So let me pull this thing up. I want to show you guys because I want to give you hope. Depending on where you are, you may not make fun of me for this. If you make fun of me,
I'm ready to laugh. I'm taking a deep breath.
I'm going to pinch you. It's really great. Guys, I want to give you hope because it doesn't really matter where you are. What matters is where you're going. Okay, it doesn't really matter where you are, and it doesn't matter what your starting point is. I'm going to show you where I started because I want you to see this, and I want you to realize that, and I'm going to tell you how much money I made from this site that you will think is ridiculous, and it will be stunned. So let's put up the screen again. Here is my very first capture page. Now, I'd like you all to notice the fantabulous graphics. I'd like you to notice the spectacular copy, which is clearly written by a professional. I'd like you also to notice how well the copy is spaced and laid out, clearly by a graphics master. There used to be, but there is no longer, there used to be 2 opt-in forms, not 1, but 2 opt-in forms on this page because I was using this little, I found a thing to rig up a website, and it came with this form. I had no choice because this form they'd fill in and the lead would get delivered. But I wanted to put them into an autoresponder. Back then, an autoresponder was $100 a month, and you could load 4 letters. I'm dating myself. 4 letters, $100 a month. But I'm telling you, it was like an ATM machine. It was incredible because nobody else had an autoresponder. So there was another opt-in form connected to the autoresponder. That autoresponder company went out of business. That's why it's not there anymore. It's gone.
What were they called?
What was that?
What company was that?
InfoGenerator. Remember them?
No, that was before my time.
Before your time, see? But it was really, I remember when I first learned about them. You know, guys, I'm not really technical, but if there's anything I understand, it's leverage. See, I get leverage, and I just knew that if I could have an automated follow-up system that would keep talking to these people while I was sleeping, I had a shot. I also understood that because I wasn't a total pro, I didn't know everything, you know, I wasn't a great copywriter or anything else. I knew that my only chance was to hit numbers. I needed to get the offer and the story in front of enough people because my marketing skills were weak. We call this, let's get rid of this. We call this, as I was taught by Jim Rohn, Sinaloa. Okay, which stands for safety in numbers. Can you see that, Fernie? What I'm?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, I'm a terrible typist, guys. I'm really bad. Let's try for the 6th time. How about I put on my glasses? Safety in numbers, and the law is. See, you can suck. Sorry again for the language, but it's true. You can suck, but if you get an offer in front of people that need that offer, if it resonates with them, even if your closing, if your copy sucks or if your presentation sucks or whatever, if you get it in front of enough people, even if you convert 1%, you're still going to win. You're going to win. Now the question is, can you make the numbers work so that you can be profitable? Please write that down. From now on, I will be profitable. I will not tolerate not being profitable. See, that was my attitude from the beginning. I would not tolerate not being profitable. And while all the years with the kids and bringing them up and doing that stuff, I wasn't the biggest earner. And still today in this space, I'm not necessarily the biggest earner. But my claim to fame is I have not had 1 month in all of these years that I did not turn a profit. Might have been $10 some of those months, but I would not go to bed on the 31st if I didn't make money. Period. I want you guys to get into a profit motive, a profit sensibility. I want you to get comfortable with making transactions. I want you to get comfortable with the idea that stores sell things and businesses make transactions. If you're not making enough transactions, you have to figure out how to take them up and double them and triple them and so on. And the answer to that is always more people. but more qualified people. Just random people doesn't answer your problem. Fernie, I sold over $300,000 in product from this page.
Wow. Well,
Isn't that?
This is
isn't that messed up?
No, it's not, because this is the power of copy. If you know what to write, the fancy graphics, the fancy technology really doesn't matter. That's just the fluffy stuff that's kind of distracting for most people. And even to this day, yeah, I went to MIT. I used to be an engineer, but even to this day, we try not to do anything in our business that requires any special skills aside from what a normal person can do.
Yep.
Otherwise, now we're operating on a level that essentially conveys the message, oh, this is too hard for me. And you'd be surprised what you can do on your own, on your computer from your home, without any special skills. I mean, but it starts with something simple like this. And quite honestly, our capture pages today are not any more better looking than what you see right now on your screen. And they work, they convert, they do really well.
Right message in front of the right market is going to convert. And when you got a person that wants something, okay, not needs something, write that down. I sell things to people that want something, not people who need something. Ever try to help someone that needs? How many people need to change their health, and you talk to them about their health and wellness if you're in that field, and they won't? How many people need to change their income, and you tell them about your home business and they won't? Stop worrying about people that need something and worry about people that want something. It'll change your business. It'll change your business.
Diane, I'm going to swipe your copy here, so.
And by the way, guys, a lot of people think this page, if you fill in that form, it actually will come through to me because it still works, but there's no autoresponder or anything connected, and I'm no longer, those diet pills are out, they're outlawed, so I won't be selling them to you guys. This isn't this isn't an operating page. I keep it here to remember where I began.
So you still get leads from it?
Sometimes when I do stuff like this, yeah, but I mean, it's not, it's not like pulling off of Google, but people find it in my old stuff. They go hunting or they watch one of my old webinars and find out about it.
Oh, because we have some weight loss products, so we should talk.
Oh yeah, okay, we should.
some leads over here.
Okay, I'll sell you those leads. I'll even give them to you because you're my buddy. But yeah, without a doubt. So guys, I want you to understand, you can begin from where you are. A lot of people will look at me today and go, oh, she gets on the webinar and she just talks and it's so easy. Guys, I was afraid of my own shadow. I showed you that picture of me in '99 because I want you to understand who I was. I was scared and I was lonely and I was broke and I didn't know how I was going to fix my life. 32 years old and I was lost. And you can, especially with some training and some mentorship. See, a lot of people get training, but there's not that much mentorship out there. I feel strongly about it. With some training and some mentorship, you can, in a day, put up your first campaigns. You can craft your first story. By the way, the back of this was interesting. I wrote a little report, and it took me forever to learn how to make a PDF. And then Robert Blackman, I don't know if you know Robert, I think you do, Fernie. Robert Blackman taught me how to make a PDF. So that was the big deal because he had reached out to me. He noticed me somewhere. I met him through another partner of mine. And he showed me how to make a PDF, and this was, back in the day. You couldn't just do it on Word and stuff like you can now, and that was the big deal. They got a booklet. It told this big story about my struggle, and then at the end it offered them the $32 bottle of diet pills or 3 different programs. I didn't have a merchant account. I had a merchant account that I could do cards manually, but I didn't have an internet interface. So they were told to call this number and leave what flavor, what package A, B, C, or D, and what flavor they wanted, and we would call them back and take their order. And then all I did was I behaved like customer service. I just call back the people, their order, and process it and have it drop shipped. So it wasn't automated completely because back then the merchant accounts were too expensive and stuff. But that's how I started, guys. And truthfully, today, all this time later, my business isn't much more complicated than this. It's, right message in front of right market. I put stuff out on the internet. I don't advertise a lot because I figured out how not to have to. And, people think I'm against advertising. A lot of people have said that to me. Oh, you're anti-advertising. No, I'm anti-losing money. Okay? If you're going to advertise like a dum-dum, you're going to lose money. I'm against that. I'm not against advertising. That would be foolish. Advertising is awesome. I've just learned some tricks and different things that I generally don't need to advertise to turn a great profit. So,
Diane,
what I want to go ahead, Fern.
I mean, I want to raise some points because you made some really good ones about mentorship. Quite honestly, guys, everything we do now leads towards, I mean, in my business, leads towards helping people get connected with us. And, training is abundant. You can get training from anyone. You could get training from somebody that's been in industry for like a month. And I thought it's a bad thing because you're learning about their month's worth of experience. However, if you really want to take it to the next level, I have yet to see anybody succeed on their own. I have yet to see anybody to succeed without the help of somebody. Like you mentioned, Robert Blackman. He helped you with something relatively simple. But what's important is that he helped you get through an obstacle very quickly. I was like, oh, no problem. Here it goes. Move on. Yep. And he helped you get through issues very quickly. And when you're on your own and you get stuck and there's a gap in a course where they don't tell you, for example, how to put a PDF together, then that tends to stop people. When you have a mentor to help answer those quick questions or more in-depth questions, now you're able to move quickly. And so everything in our business leads towards that. And so when you have an opportunity to connect with somebody, even if it's through an online mentorship program, you want to have that interaction on top of whatever training is being provided, because that interaction is huge. That's why we run events. That's why we do webinars. That's why I leave the chat on, because that's important. That interaction's not for us, it's for you. So we can get those quick questions out of the way and help you keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh no, we lost Diane. We were doing so good. All right, sorry about that, guys. Let me try to get Diane back on. All right, sorry guys, I just sent her a link to hopefully get her back in time. Their connection on her side, they're doing construction and street work that's been affecting her connection over there. So we'll bring her back on. But I'm happy to take any questions right now to just buy some time, but also gain. Oh, there she is. Never mind. She's coming back on. She's quick. All right. Yeah, shoot me some questions through the chat or through the question box, and happy to answer your questions. And really, guys, Diane is not a techie. I know it. I've seen how she operates. Yet she's consistently our top affiliate, consistently rocking launches. Diane, there you are. You're back.
Yeah, sorry, it just locked up and dropped me. So.
Oh no worries. That's technology. But I was just saying that over the past few years, you have been, if not one of our top affiliate for different products and for No Excuses. And I mean, you have people's trust. You rock other marketers who have much bigger lists, who are much more technical, have fancier videos, do all this stuff. You keep your business simple, and you continue to beat everybody. And how is that? Why is that? What's your secret? Diane?
Yep, I'm here. Sorry, it's just locking weird. I don't know why.
Did you hear my question?
No, I did not.
Oh, I was saying you consistently are our top affiliate. You beat out other marketers in affiliate contests that have much bigger lists, fancier technologies. They have a lot more tricks up their sleeve, yet you still win when it comes to what matters, which is producing revenue. And what is essentially your secret? What is it that you do better than everybody else? Because clearly, I mean, I know nothing you do is overly fancy. It's actually very simple. And I think the simplicity of what you do is your secret.
I have a couple. I have a very strong business philosophy, and one of my philosophies is that people are not disposable. I think there's a lot of people that just are churning people, and you know, and they did this back in my MLM days too. I never understood about, they would just like call these leads and run through them. People are not disposable, and when you build a relationship with people, they'll come and they'll go. Maybe they're a customer for a while and then they go off in a different direction, but if they stay in the space, they'll keep coming back. So over time, you accumulate massive numbers of buyers. See, leads don't matter. Prospects don't matter. You can get them all day long. The question is, how many buyers do you have? I have less prospects on my list, but I probably have more buyers than most anybody else. And that's from the attitude of the way we treat the people. You know, I'm really invested in folks that do business with me and my customers. I want to see them fly. When I don't have what's right for them, I send them to where they belong. I'm like Santa Claus on Miracle on 34th Street. Macy's didn't have the toy that the mother needed. Santa Claus sent them the gimbals. And at first, the store couldn't believe what he was doing until they realized that people, they love when you're out to help them. Mm-hmm. And the more you are out to help them, the more they buy, because they feel comfortable and safe, and they know you'll take care of them. So,
well, you know our friend Lisa Grossman. I'm sure she's told you the story about whenever somebody on our team wants to leave the team and join somebody else's team, she'll say, "I'll make the phone call for you and make sure that you are placed properly with that other organization outside my company, outside of my team." And it's like, she's the only one in that space that does that, which is why they always come back, because she cares about her people and she serves them. It's like, if you want to do this, I respect your decision. Not only that, I want to help you. And because of that attitude of servitude, she's extremely wealthy, multi seven-figure earner, in a space of people who are very jealous and very possessive of their people. They treat them like some commodity when Lisa's the only one in that space is actually treating them like people and caring for them.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, I have tons of people that have come through my camp or courses and things that have found out that this wasn't the right space for them. And they've gone into other spaces, and I'm thrilled to watch them bloom and blossom and excel. I have one person who worked closely with me. She's now one of the top list brokers out there. She sells solo ads. She's totally removed herself from being with the people. She does this. I have another person that's gone into coaching. I have people all over the place that have moved into different places, because that's my job, to help people find their road. It's not my road, it's their road. So, Fernie, what I want to do, because you know it's getting a little late, I want to show people what we have going on this summer. I put together something special, and I want to show it to you guys. One, because it'll teach you a couple things, and two, some of you guys might be interested in joining us. We've put together a summer mentorship program. We call it the Attraction Marketing Intensive, and I always do a summer school. I've done summer school every year for, I don't know, like 5-6 years now, because I believe that summertime is the most important time to work your business. And if you're going to put new skills under your belt, the summer is the best time, because it's quieter in the summer, but it's right before the fall, and the fall has huge momentum to it. So you want to put things in place now so that you can catch the fall natural momentum. People are buying and moving in the fall, and then you create massive momentum so that you parlay right into the New Year's rush. We know that New Year's is the biggest period in this industry, because everybody's, you know, wanting to change their life, New Year's resolutions and stuff. But people don't start to work on their business until then, thinking that it's a good thing, but they don't realize you have to be ahead of all the people that are going to make that decision. So summertime is critical. And I always work very hard in the summertime. Everybody's eating hot dogs and down at the beach and telling me they can't work because their kids are home, which is a whole nother story. But all that stuff, that's hurting their business, because they literally stop all of their progress in the summer, and then they set themselves up for a sluggish fall and a terrible new year. And once you kick off a new year slow, it's really hard to gain that back. You guys are climbing uphill when you do that. So I'm trying to give people the advantage that it's a downhill ride. They're just going to get to the top of the mountain at the end of the summer, get on their bike and ride downhill. Ka-ching, 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 money, cash flow, etc. So I'm going to show everybody just what we got going on real quick.
Well, that's great, Diane. That's I mean, using the summer to propel you into the new year, as opposed to having it be the baggage that slows you down, because then you get hit with Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and you're dead in the water.
Yep. You know what's really important too, Fernie, is guys, this is not, I didn't make this up, okay? I'm telling you right now, Kmart, Walmart, Home Depot, Target, name whatever store you want, they know what they're going to be doing in September. They know what their sales figures will be, and they know what they're going to be selling. They already know what's going to be in the Sunday flyer, you know, for Target or whatever, and they already know what's going to be sold. And I could sit here and tell you exactly what's on sale in pretty much every major store in this country right now. This week, if you were to pull out the flyers, I could tell you what's on sale because there's a trend to it. This is the natural flow of business. We may be home business owners, but we can tap into the wisdom of the mainstream marketplace. We know people buy in September, October, November. We know they go to sleep at Thanksgiving and Christmas. We know that they explode December 26th. So do you want to be ready with your pages, with your this, with your that, your offers, putting them in front of the right market when their credit card is itching? I joke about that. We were at the seminar this weekend and we were watching presenters. I go, my credit card is itching, it's vibrating. Guys, when it's time to buy, that's what happens at seminars. They start twitching in their seats, you know. Guys, in September, it's like August, I don't know, whenever school starts, depending on where you live in the country, people start twitching for change and transition. It's natural, it's happening, so you want to be the offer that's in front of them. If you don't start until later because you goofed off like everybody else, then you miss it. You miss it. People buy at certain times. Now, you can always make a sale, don't get me wrong. It's not like you can't make a sale in the summer. It's not like you can't make a sale in, you know, December. Of course you can. But it's a lot easier to make a sale when somebody wants to buy. Why do you think retail stores put so much emphasis into their December season, to their Christmas holiday shopping? Why do they put all those reports on the news? Because we know that people are going to buy in December, period, in the retail world. So you guys really want to think about that. If you tap into the ebb and flow of business, your business becomes a lot easier. I know when to goof off and I know when to work. You know, you got to plant your seeds in the spring, and you got to do harvest in the fall. That's the way it works. You can't do it the other way around. It messes you up. So let's get the link that people can go look at. I'm going to bring it up on the screen, but if you guys want, I'll put it in the chat too. Hang on. Give me one momento. I'm putting in the chat. Oh, I got to put in HTTP. Hang on. I'm fancy. HTTP. There should not be www, right? Because it's a subdomain or whatever. I'm learning. Just should be noexcusessummit.com/AMI.
Yeah, that should be fine. You can do www as well.
Oh, you can? Okay. One time I didn't get I messed up all my affiliate commissions. It was with one of your launches. I put the wrong thing and I didn't get tracked. And I called you begging.
The one thing that will be a problem, I just saw it, is the capital letters on AMI. That's not that'll.
Oh. Okay. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Guys, use the lowercase ones. I'm going to bring it up. And I'm going to tell you about this summer school that we're doing. And some of you guys really may want to make a decision tonight that you want to join. On experience. A lot of people do weekends, right? You know, Ray and Fernie do incredible weekends. I'm doing a summer. I'm doing a deep immersion. In fact, we talked about at the beginning of the call, how do you learn a language? You become immersed. How did I learn to speak Spanish? I went to Spain and I lived there. How do you learn to be an attraction marketer? You immerse yourself. And that's what has to happen for you to get what you want in your life. So let me bring this up. Is that link working good, Fernie? Check it. Looks good.
Yep. Although it says this. Yep.
Am I with you or I'm not with you?
Offer. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Is that link working good?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to bring up the page. I'm just going to give you guys a real quick overview. Basically, 8 weeks. We're going to spend 8 weeks with a select group of to the public. We close this. And I only have it open for a little bit tonight because Fernie and I wanted to get together and share it with you guys in case you missed it, in case you didn't hear about it. There was a lot of hoopla about it for a little while there, but we shut it down. So this literally is this course right now. It's not possible to get into this course anywhere but here right now, so it's pretty exciting. I'm going to go through 8 weeks. Now, this is live. This is not a recording. It's not a video. You don't sit in the dark by yourself and try to figure stuff out. 8 weeks, I do at the beginning of the call, or it's a webinar, like hangout like this, is instructional. We go through concepts.
Hey, it's Diane Hockman, and you know, 14 years.
Noise. Video's making noise. So 8 weeks, I do instruction, and then we do Q&A and workshop. Okay. Then we also have every day, there's a Facebook group, private Facebook group, exclusive. I'm in and out of there pretty much 7 days a week. If I'm traveling, I may not be in one day. And I also have a team of people that are in and out of there almost 24 hours a day because they span the globe. Different participants and students of mine that were moved up to teachers. And we're going to be taking people, we're going to be teaching them all the core fundamentals. Now, again, I'll go back to what I said before. If you're still getting objections in your business, you haven't mastered attraction marketing. If you're still generating leads that aren't converting the way you want, you haven't mastered attraction marketing. If you are on social media and you're getting no response, you feel like you're talking to yourself in the corner on Facebook, you haven't mastered attraction marketing. If you are not getting repeat customers and retention, if you are not getting repeat, I remember the day, you know, I work with My Lead System Pro. A lot of you guys know about them. And I remember the day.
I think we lost Diane again. Or
oh, no.
Maybe it's on my side.
I hear you. You don't hear me?
Diane, you there?
I'm here. You can't hear me?
Now I can.
Oh, I don't know. I think something's going on in the neighborhood, guys. My internet is funky here, and they are promising me they're updating it. But in your business, you need to really master these skills, because that's how you build a solid and stable business, is retention and repeat customers, not churn. I'm never the biggest recruiter. It's funny, although last year I was at one of my companies. I was number 3 in the company. I'm never always the biggest recruiter, but I always sneak up on people. They get surprised. You guys know I work with My Lead System Pro, and it was funny because when I made their top level, Brian Finale was so surprised. He was like, "You did?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did today." He goes, "You got to be kidding me. You did?" Because I was never the top recruiter on the leaderboard, but my people stay. And that's the magic, guys. So this thing, I'm going to show you what we're going to cover and see if it brings value to you and see if you think this might be something that helps you. First week, just what is attraction marketing anyway? Okay, most people do not understand what attraction marketing is. They also don't understand who their target market is. And I watch a lot of people, they spend hours on end and they get confused and they go around in circles. Look, who will buy your stuff? I knew fat chicks were going to be the right people to buy my stuff. You know, who's going to buy your stuff? And we have to figure that out, and we have to drill that down, and we have to get you to really understand what is attraction marketing, what makes you attractive, what makes you repulsive. Week number 2, we're going to go into the magic of the funded proposal, how to create unlimited cash flow. You could do this with products from your program. If there's enough of a markup, you can do it with info products. You can create your own info product. There's 27,000 ways to do it. But if you don't have your cash register ringing every day, all day long, you got a problem. Your business isn't sustainable. Fernie, you can still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay, I'm just paranoid now because I can't see your face and I'm paranoid. So if you don't hear me, let me know. But then again, I may not hear you. Week number 3, guys, so valuable. Creating your story. I don't care if you started yesterday or you've been in the business for 10 years and haven't turned a dime and you think you don't have a story. I don't care what has gone on with you and your business. I promise you, we can create a story for you that will make people flock to you. I do it time and time again with people. They think they have nothing going on. I repackage their story, and boom, they have a compelling story to tell in their marketing. Every 6- and 7-figure earner has a great story that they tell. Once you learn to tell your story, you can also learn to tell product results stories. You can learn how to package your people's testimonials. The art of stories is sorely missing in the internet marketing side. Okay, back in traditional MLM, they used to teach you how to do this. Many, many, many people online that are marketing online have never been taught this basic fundamental. It will change your business. Week number 4, video attraction training. Okay, guys, whoops. This is not a video traffic training. There's lots of courses out there on how to make videos and say, is Melaleuca scam, and an unbiased review of XYZ and all that type of stuff, and that's all great. But this is video attraction training. Guys, one of the ways I got really well known was video. Okay, and I never did video the way everybody else. To this day I don't. There's a specific way that I do it that makes people want to follow me, want to opt in, and want to buy stuff. We'll be covering that. Week number 5. I'm going to teach you, this is a crazy way I do this, okay? Crafting your first custom marketing funnel. Okay, and we're going to show you, you can use whatever tools you want. You can use tools from, you can use, if you have a web building system, some of you guys are involved in different organizations, that's great. If you want to use WordPress with OptimizePress, if you need something that's super simple, I can show you something that's basic. All of that, is not a worry. I don't want you to worry about this, but I'm going to show you my hybrid funnel method that forces your business opportunity and affiliate programs to do the heavy lifting. Will you sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride and collect the checks? Guys, I am not the greatest at making presentations online and converting web pages. In fact, I think I stink at it. But what I do is I line up my marketing in a funnel where I push people right into things that other people that have created. And that's how I become a top affiliate. I don't try to recreate it, and I don't just send people to the straight affiliate thing, because everybody does. I have a hybrid method that I use to create funnels that give me the best of both worlds. My prospects love me, and they're interested in me, but they want the product that they're seeing, and they want to buy it from me. That's why I always sell, tons of tickets to No Excuses, and I sell tons of the launch products. Guys, I was on the #1 team for Jonathan Budd's launch last year, which I think was the biggest launch in our space ever. And all of us, we had a special methodology that we used. We won that launch. So it's pretty exciting stuff in here. This is how you can go from novice to earner overnight. Okay, you don't have to learn it all. You just have to learn enough to get again, message to market match. If you can get the right customer in front of the right message, they're going to buy. You put out your hand, you collect the money. Everybody worries about minutia and building all this stuff. I see people, it takes them six months, they're still building their blog. They haven't gotten an opt-in, they haven't made a dime. Guys, you don't have time to wait for that. Week number 6, we're going to write hot copy for your attraction marketing campaigns. You're going to learn how to write headlines. If you don't have good headlines, nobody opens your emails, watches your videos, or looking at anything you do. And you're going to learn how to format your letters so that they are readable and that compel people to click so that you can take them to the different offers that you want to. That's going to be the basics there, by the way, because I'm going to offer something advanced too, but that's the basics of writing hot copy. Week number 7, social media attraction formula. Guys, I'm a Facebook queen. I'm going to show you how to be everywhere, how to have everybody clicking and liking and sharing. I'm going to show you how to create a frenzy. A frenzy. This is how I get all my stuff for free. Okay, I could advertise, and sometimes I do, but generally speaking, it's my social media attraction formula that allows me to basically run my business for nothing, which means all the money goes in my pocket, which I like. Week number 8. Sorry, Fernie?
I was agreeing, absolutely.
Yeah. Week number 8, advanced promotion techniques that yield a 10 times return. Guys, you have to get people in front of presentations, okay? I really want you to get this through your head, because a lot of times people get on the internet and they somehow think it's different than offline. Offline, you got your guy to the meeting, he saw a presentation, compelling testimonials, he made a decision, okay? Or you got him to a one-on-one presentation. Online, if you don't fill the seats on your webinars, on your conference calls, etc., if you don't pack the people in, you're going to suffer. It's going to be hard. I'm going to show you promotion techniques. The reason, again, why I'm a top recruiter and a top affiliate for all these things is I am really good at getting people to the presentation. Okay? I remember, I think it was No Excuses, and I recently did another one with Irway too. All the people loved it. I did nothing. I sat there and drank a glass of wine. Well, Fernie did the talking on that one, and Irway did the talking on another one, and I just sat there and watched the money pouring in. If you learn to promote, you will make money. And I'm going to teach that. I've never taught all of this, what I'm going to do on this week, all in one place. So those are the 8 weeks. So we're taking you through the whole summer. And if I didn't give you anything more than this, you would know. Fernie, would you agree, and you can disagree, and I know you will if you do, would you agree that if people went through this training right here, knowing who I am, would they know more than 90% of people in the marketplace?
I mean, I would say 90% is pretty conservative. I would say 99% of the marketplace, absolutely.
Yeah, and each of these, we could have charged what we're charging for the course. We'll talk about that in a minute. We could have charged it for each one of these individually. But when I started talking with my partners about this, the reason why we're offering this is simple. I think it's time for the next generation of rock stars to come up. We are a generation of a couple of years ago. A bunch of us came up during a time period, and it was a wonderful window of opportunity, and we became who we are today. We're now the patriarchs of, the matriarchs and the patriarchs of the space. And I feel strongly that I want to contribute to bringing up the next generation. So I want to get this in the hands of as many people as possible. Because I know that there's rock stars sitting out there and they just need some guidance. It's really simple. I see them every day. I see so many people that I know with proper guidance and correction and training and celebration and fixing. If they were groomed, they would explode. So I'm going to show you a couple other things that are bonuses, and then I'll shut up. And Fernie, I'm sure, has a couple last words or whatever. Guys, this bonus number 1, if you feel, even if you thought you knew everything that was in the 8 weeks, if you felt like you knew all that, you had it under your belt, I'm still telling you this bonus is worth more than the whole cost of the course, because I think I probably could count on my 2 hands the number of people that know how to craft an in-depth narrative. What's a narrative? We take you from being a guy who can tell you a quick story about what happened to you with the products or what happened to you with your business. You learn how to tell your story. This is turning you into like a Technicolor movie. This is, you ever notice people online that you just want to watch everything they do, and you know where they go, and you know what they do, and you love to look at their pictures, and you know their dog's name? They've completely and totally created a narrative that has you engaged, and you follow them around like puppy dogs, wanting to see where they're going and what they're doing, and wanting to find out if they wipe their tushy. I mean, it's obsessive. I teach people how to create narratives, and everybody will learn the formula, and there's 8 steps, etc. But one person who follows through during the whole course will have me create their narrative for them. That's a $2,000 deal that I do with clients, and somebody's going to get that. So that right there is extremely valuable. I feel very strongly about it. If you can create a strong narrative, most of the other stuff becomes child's play. And if you create a strong narrative, all the help you ever wanted will show up, because people are like, wow. And they just show up one by one wanting to help you. So it's pretty cool. Number 2, another bonus workshop, the full dimensional plan. Guys, there's 4 types of revenue that you need for your business to make it stability and sustainability. There's of revenue that you need. Most people don't even know what the 4 are. They only know about 2. So therefore, they set their business up to be vulnerable to collapse. And this is why we see so many people come out of the gate and do well. You ever see that guy? He's the overnight sensation. He does really well. And boom, he's like everywhere. And then 6 months later, he's just didn't understand the 4 types of income, and he left himself in a bad position. Business went down, and he couldn't recover. Fernie said earlier, the worst thing is to make a lot of money and lose it. Because if you come back to the industry and you try to posture to make the money again, it's just really hard to do that. It's really hard to stand up knowing that you just lost millions. So you have to know about the 4 incomes, and you want to enter as you intend to continue. Okay, enter as you intend to continue. If you understand how to build a solid base, and I'm not talking about, a lot of people talk about multiple streams of income. I'll cover that in the course and talk about it. Some of you guys want to focus on your MLM. I'll show you how to use all these techniques straight focusing on your MLM. Some of you guys want to get into all the stuff that we do with info marketing and launches and stuff. I'll show you how to do with that. It's irrelevant what you sell. What is relevant is the types of income you have. Really important stuff. And then the last bonus here, I'm going to do an advanced copywriting clinic. And the first one, we're going to teach you about headlines and formatting and some great stuff. This one, we're going to take you through the concepts of polarization, size and number. We're going to incorporate storytelling. It's persuasive copywriting. Once you can write some persuasive letters, you can make a living forever. Fernie's like an incredible copywriter. Fernie, what did you put into, think about, I doubt you could calculate, but think about how much money you've made because you learned to write copy.
Absolutely. I mean, the ability to be able to communicate and be engaging and influence through text is invaluable. I mean, I'd say that's the number one skill to learn if you're going to be doing any type of marketing that involves words, which is pretty much everything. Even video marketing, I mean, you have to know what to say and how to say it. Presentations, it's different type of copywriting, but it's still copywriting. And to tell you the truth, it wasn't that difficult to learn. I went through one course and read a couple books on it, and boom, I got going. The best thing you can do is, one, learn from a source like Diane Hoffman, and then from that point on, get into action. And Diane, when you're done, I actually want to talk about a bonus I want to offer to anyone that gets this program with you. This is all about taking action. So please proceed.
Okay. Well, there's one last bonus because I'm a bonus giver. I like goodies and presents. I think that most people, everybody is capable of learning all this stuff. I believe that firmly in my heart, but I think that a lot of people struggle with negative self-talk, self-image issues, and all kinds of stuff. So we have to keep your head on straight while you go through the workshop. And so we're going to give you an insane bonus. I have 75 mind-bending audios that will crush your negative self-talk. These are audios that I did over time. They're 15 minutes, so they're designed to be quick hits. You can listen to them in the car. You can listen to them while you take a shower. Be naked with me. That would be great. You can listen to them while you're cooking dinner, whatever it is that you do, but you're getting 75 of them. Not 7, not 5, 75 of them, and you get MP3 downloads, so you get to keep them forever, so you can use them over and over and over. So, the whole kit and caboodle, if I were to offer these individually, and I've offered almost all of these things individually, I've either done them for team members, people that are in different programs with me, or I've offered them for sale, and we've done, one-night workshops. They'd add up to be an awful lot of money, but what happens when I do them for one night is there's no follow-up and there's no grooming. What if you could learn to write a letter and then you could submit it and see how the crowd reacts to it before you put it out in the marketplace? You'd have a leg up. So that's the Attraction Marketing Intensive. We start next week, and it's pretty great because it's only $497. You get the whole intensive, for 8 weeks with all the hands-on help, the grooming. I promise you, I will know who you are. You will get the help you're looking for. It's like basically hiring me to coach you, but we're going to do it as a group. And my students all know I am very interactive with them. There's 2 payments. It's a 2-month course, so we will give you the option of 2 payments of $277, which means you could get started tonight for $277. And then there's one other option on the page, and you guys can check that out. I'm doing this in partnership with one of our sister companies, My Lead System Pro. They do have a special annual bonus there, and you could look at that if that's something that interests you. But if you get the annual, you're going to get the Attraction Marketing Intensive for free. So it's a pretty sweet deal, and at $277 tonight, you could kick off your summer next week. We're going to all eat hot dogs on the 4th of July, and then come Monday, we're working. I will say it's going to be intense in a great way. I mean, you could take it light. That's going to be up to you, but out of the group, Fernie, I dare say that I'm going to get some hard chargers because I just see who's registered, and I know there's people on this line tonight that are hard chargers. I'm going to trot with these people. I mean, I'm going to work my butt off with these people to bring them up to the stage where they're rock stars. And nobody's ever offered this much hands-on help before, and certainly not at a price point like this. I want to help some people. I want to bring up the next group. I want to sow into this industry that has changed my life. I mean, 7 figures, and it keeps piling up, and it's a dream come true. How could a little housewife that was broke and scared end up where I ended up? It was all attraction marketing. When I learned it, everything changed, and I'd like to give it to you. So, Fernie, what are you giving us? What do you got? Well,
since you're talking about hard chargers, for anyone who want to invest in the course, obviously, but it's not about investing in the course. I don't care about making commissions from this course, honestly. What I care about is getting people into action and getting the results. So when they finish your program, they've taken action, they've set up their systems, whatever they need to set up. For everybody that buys this course tonight, I will give an hour of my personal time over the phone or a Google Hangout or whatever medium you want to use, screen share, and I will go through your work, whatever systems you've set up, your copy, capture pages, email newsletters. For that hour, I'm yours, and I will help you polish your marketing and get it out there. But you have to take action. This is not about buying. This is about investing in yourself, getting into action. You take advantage of the summer, the downtime, do something with the incredible training you're going to get from Diane, and then by the end of it, I give it a 1 hour walkthrough with you over the phone or on a Hangout, and we polish it up and get that puppy rolling. So that's my offer, Diane.
Guys, I want you to understand that everybody goes to Fernie to look at their stuff. You know, top people. You know, those of us that are lucky enough to work on that level with him. And, you know, I'm always cautious about his time if I ask him for time, because I know how valuable his time is. So that's huge. Fernie, I want to really quick, I'm going to run through the standard questions. I haven't even looked at the Q&A or anything, but these are the questions.
There are a few questions
that everybody asks. 1, will it be recorded? Absolutely, 100%. You will have a login, you will have the recordings, you will have the Facebook group, and you keep that long term. So if you want to go back and review it again, etc., it will all be in there. I also reserve the right to help you even more by holding some Q&As. We do have a bunch of people in Europe taking the course, or I'll come out in the afternoon sometimes as well. So there will be actually additional hands-on time. What time? It's being determined right now. Tonight at midnight, when we close this out, and like I said, the site was closed. It is closed to the public. This is the only place that somebody can get it at this point. We have a few spots left. We will determine after the registrations are all tallied up. Tomorrow's a holiday, but I'll probably still look at it. We'll determine the time. It's not a big deal if you have to watch, like if you miss the session because it's a bad time for you, you can watch the webinar anytime you want, because you're still going to get to come in the group and get all the interaction and questions answered and show your work. So if you need to watch it recorded like you work second shift or something, it's no big deal. There is no monthly fee after this, guys. Okay, I am working this. This is in conjunction with one of our, you know, our good friends over at MLSP. They are hosting the training. But you are under no obligation to join anything. You don't have to do a monthly fee. If you're all set with what you have going on, absolutely not. No.
Someone's asking about if they're already part of Mastery. Is this included?
It is not included. Guys, I mean, I'm just going to be frank. This is a lot of my time. Okay, I am not doing this to make money. Okay, anybody that knows what I do for a living, I could write one letter and make this much money. You know, not 500. I could write one letter and make 100 times over what I'm charging for the course. No, it's not included. This is hands-on help above and beyond Mastery. What else? I didn't look to see, but I just wanted to clarify those. Because it's guys, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, because you're going to catch up. You're going to have help every day.
Yeah.
Let me look in the, guys, why don't you write questions in the Q&A if you have a pertinent question. If you already purchased the course, then you purchased the course.
There's one, Ridhar, she's asking, or he or she is asking some good questions. I mean, they're pretty loaded questions, so I'll answer them real quick. And basically, are you still there, Diane?
I see them there. Yeah.
All right. So the one question is, I'm an Amway, and we follow an educational system called XYZ. How do I shift from XYZ to EMP or MLSP or Attraction Marketing Intensive when my entire group follows the BWW system? This is about starting with you, I think. This is not about getting your group enrolled in something you don't know about yet. You need to train yourself first, and so I would say enroll in the Attraction Marketing Intensive, and you'll get the guidance necessary in order to be able to transition to, transition whatever it is you have to transition to your group. But this is not for your group. This is for you first. This is leaders training. This is about going big time. I mean, do you agree, Diane? This is leadership type stuff.
You know, when I started learning this, I was being taught certain things at my company. My whole upline followed a process, but the process didn't make sense to me because I saw new technology and everything rolling in. So I went and learned all of these techniques by myself. I learned how to do it, and then after that, I showed it to certain people. You know, guys, you could take what you learn here and then turn around and create something specific inside of the Amway infrastructure for your team. Maybe adding a little bit more the boat. You don't want to swing the pendulum. You just want, and that's really important because a lot of people, they start to learn this stuff and they swing the whole pendulum. If you have something that's working that you're making money with, don't stop what you're doing. Just come and learn some more techniques that you can use to amplify and that's what I would say, because that's what I did, and I was doing more volume than everybody, and they were all kind of, first they didn't like it, and then eventually they wanted me to train everybody. So
is it, and the same person's asking,
you know what, this is a great question. Is it true that MLM company that are looking for solutions to this? Guys, this is a concept that is in the real marketplace. It's used all the time, but in this marketplace, people have trouble wrapping their head around it. Why would I want to get a lead who's already in another MLM? Here's why. Because we know we joined a program at some point. Our that list full of known network marketers is among the most valuable things you could ever do. You just have to be patient until it's the right time for them to make a transition, build credibility and influence with them so that they only want to make a transition with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're able to recruit someone. Guys, I didn't talk about it tonight. On 2 occasions, I've recruited more than 100 people in 3 days. You know, I'm regularly able to recruit on demand. Recruiting is no longer an issue because of the influence I have with people, and it's true of Fernie as well. So you can really transition your business when you learn how to build. You know, it's in mail order. We want, like, if we're mailing postcards or something, and we want to sell an exercise program, because we know that they already bought one, the chances of them buying another one is big. Most people in this industry will join multiple companies in their career.
Mm-hmm.
Just what it is. So it's very valuable. What else? Do you guys have questions about the course? Is it okay if we can only attend in the evening if we work full-time? Absolutely, Elizabeth. The group is available all day long so that it accommodates everybody. I will do an evening session, and I will pop in for a Q&A in the afternoon. The content, you can watch recorded or live, it doesn't matter. It's the interaction that I want to make sure everybody gets. And you do the best you can. If you have to watch.
Oh my God, we've lost. So we're having internet issues again, guys. I'm so sorry. We just lost Diane again. Patty, you're saying she was giving you gold. Yeah. So let me restate some of her questions while we wait for her to come back on. Someone asked, actually, is it true that most of our leads are people who are already in some other MLM company that are looking for solutions to their business? And she's asking, why would you want somebody else that's already in another MLM? Well, one, you have to be patient, but two, it's because they're proven buyers. They're proven that they're proven and sold on the concept of network marketing, direct sales. And so if somebody's already sold on the concept, then when you are able to position yourself as a strong leader in that niche, in the MLM niche, then you are attracted to them. And that's essentially has been Diane Hockman's strategy. She's been a leader in this industry, mentors people in multiple companies, but when it's time for them to make a transition out of that company, for whatever reason, they're the first person she goes to. So it's a tactic that takes some patience. Sure, you're going to get to some of the people that are frustrated right now and ready to make a move. But some people are just looking for help for what they're doing now, and that's fine too. And they may never join you, and that's okay as long as you're serving them. Then everything's being done out of integrity. So that's the approach. But if you really want to get to the nitty-gritty details and wrap your head around it, I mean, that's what the Attraction Marketing Intensive is for. And you also, as another person also asked, do you think that that old method of prospecting, talking to relatives, to people at malls, is obsolete? If you're good at it and you're able to generate those leads and get results, then no, it's not obsolete. It's not obsolete. However, it's not my preferential way of doing business. I don't want to have to operate with an agenda behind in the back of my mind every time I talk to somebody. That's just not the way I want to live. So if that way of operating is okay with you, and then you're fine. Then you're fine. But frankly, I want to be able to go to a party and have a drink with a friend, and not have to have an agenda of recruiting as part of that fun time. I just want it to be strictly a fun time. So that's why Diane, myself, and a lot of leaders, we focus on doing our lead generation on the internet. And if you're network marketing for your team, the strategy should be learn how to generate leads, and then be able to distribute those leads to your team members, so they don't have to do that cold prospecting either. Diane, you're back. Diane, you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's coming. It's loading. Webinars on Air is loading, so it's in the way. But
yeah, I see.
Did you miss me?
Oh yeah, we miss you. But I filled in the gaps. I did some dancing and some card tricks. Hello. Oh my gosh.
It's messed up. It's just really messed up tonight. I don't know what it is. It's terrible.
Oh, it's okay.
But, did they have any more? Guys, here's the bottom line. This is for people that want to, that are ready, that are ready. This is for you if you need some hand-holding, and I'm not talking babying. I'm not here to rub your back. I'm not here to this. But if you need some fundamentals, if you realize I'm really out there doing stuff, but at the same time I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, something's missing, this is for you. There's nowhere where you will get an immersion experience. You can do it for a weekend, or you can hire someone for tens of thousands of dollars. But other than that, there is nowhere to get this type of help. And the help that you're going to get here is particularly cool because I'm not your upline. I'm not your sponsoring something. My only objective here is to teach you how to market. So therefore, I'm not trying to get you to do what's on my agenda. I'm trying to teach you how to have your own agenda, how to become as profitable as humanly possible. And it all starts with that first little funnel and that first transaction. And then it goes on, and it snowballs, and it becomes rich. and I think that's good. I think it's good. By the way, we never make a financial claim, and I'm not telling you that this is going to make you successful. You got to make yourself successful.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to help you. I'd like to help you. By the way, here's what I see about attraction marketing. It was all the rage several years ago, and everybody was making videos about it, and everybody was talking about it, and everybody was going on and on about it, and then it kind of died off. And here's why, because people have asked me this. Well, why doesn't anybody talk about this anymore? Because the ones that got it got wealthy. A bunch of us did. And then the other people that were running their mouths about it basically got distracted, lost focus, and went on to scream about the next thing. This is foundational. And this is why I continue to wave the flag every day. I wouldn't be here if I didn't learn this. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Diana, there's a pretty good question. She's asking, do you need to set aside a marketing budget during the 8 weeks for paid advertising or tools?
You're going to need some tools if you don't have, for example, an autoresponder. I think that out of everything, if you're on a budget, the one thing I would say you can't live without is an autoresponder. You're also going to need to have a mechanism to build a capture page, but I can even show you ones that you can use for free if you have to. Guys, you got to remember, I'm a guerrilla marketer. If there's a way to do it for free, I know it. Okay? I know it, believe it, because I was so broke when I started. I know every free resource ever. I should make that into a product for Ernie, just every free resource that I'm aware of, and just keep making a membership.
A cheapskate's guide to marketing online.
Yeah, because I know every free resource there is. Now, last week I did a training on promotion, and I showed people this meme maker, memes. I don't know if you guys know what memes are. That everybody went berserk, and my partner Kathy called me up yelling at me. Why didn't you tell me about that? I'm like, I don't know. I've been using it for 2 years. So it's just promotional tool. There's so much free stuff. So, and as far as a marketing budget, when you get into the fundamentals, how to put together your marketing
Nope. Don't. We lost Diane again. All right, guys. Well, I think we'll wrap it up. I'll wait for Diane, see if she comes back. If you want to stick around, great. Otherwise, take advantage of her offer and have Diane's mentorship for the entire summer and rock it, propel yourself into the new year. Like I said, if you choose to take action on this offer, but not only that, take action on the content and get your systems up and running, I will personally review those systems. You can email me at fernie@noexcusessummit.com. You can probably find me on Facebook, send me a message when you're ready to take advantage. But email me, fernie@noexcusessummit.com. Not when you buy the course. I don't care about that. I don't care about the commissions. For me, it's not important. What I care about is you taking action. And so when you're ready and you've taken action with the course and have your systems up and running like Diane suggests, then email me at fernie@noexcusessummit.com or send me a message on Facebook, and I'll hook you up. And here we have Diane for one final close.
Sorry. Guys, you know, what can I tell you? It must be a sign that it is time to take the serious people and you know, the people that are action takers. You're going to get me. You're going to get an hour with Fernie. You're going to get a comprehensive training curriculum. I'm a teacher, guys. It's a curriculum. And you will walk out the door a professional marketer at the end of the summer. There's no better way to get yourself moving. And if you know a lot, now you're just going to get hands-on help with what you know. If you need to learn, you're going to learn here. It's the best thing I've ever done. I'm very proud to be able to offer this, and I'm very excited to have the number of people that are going to be on board. And I think you guys should all do it. You know, I mean, make a decision. And who else has ever offered this to you? I'm seeing people, you know, and there's some people in here that that have already gotten the course, and they're kind of like, yes, yes, yes. Who else is going to offer to do this for you? In your career, how many people have said, let me spend 8 weeks with you and groom you? Probably not that many. And that's what I have to say. Plus, you're going to get that hour. I would take that hour towards the end with Fernie, because then you'll have put together all the Lego blocks, because that's what each week is, like a Lego block, and you click them together and click them together. Most people are like trying to learn about this Lego block over here and this Lego block over here. They're getting confused. The whole point of this is to not be confused.
Or people think there's some magical thing I'm going to tell them over the phone that's going to magically make them money, and no, they have to put in the work first.
Yeah.
And then I give you the magical thing that's going to make you money.
Well, it's true, though, because you can only attract mentors at the next level when you perform. I mean, that's how we all got to know each other. I mean, Mike Dillard saw you and saw, wow, this kid's amazing, and he pulled you in, and this one pulled that one in, and this one, because what we're doing is we're looking for talent. We're looking for people that we can groom, plain and simple.
Yeah, and I think it's a mindset that a lot of people, especially new people in this industry, don't get, which is why they continue to struggle and fail. It's showing, I mean, it sounds weird, but showing that you're worthy. You're showing the master that you're worthy of their attention. And when you do that, they'll give it to you, and they'll give you that extra help and bring you under their wing, because they see it in you. They see the effort, the heart, the talent, but you have to prove yourself first. So a lot of people want a lot of hand-holding. Well, when you've proven that you don't need a lot of hand-holding is when you get the hand-holding.
Exactly. It's like counterintuitive. It's the opposite. Jim Rohn taught us all, don't help those that need your help. Help those that deserve your help.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how you give time. And that's a powerful concept. And that's it. So when you make a decision tonight, you've taken your first step to getting attention. And then as you execute each week, you've taken the next step and the next step. And by the end, you know, you're on our radar. It's very simple. I know that there's 10 people. There's a lot of people taking the course. There's a lot. But there's people that are going to get at least $10,000 worth of coaching and consulting out of this, because they're going to deserve it, and I just can't help it. A teacher loves a learner. I can't help but pour into somebody that's coming down the road.
Well, awesome, Diane. Well, we'll give people the rest of the night to make their purchase and get excited about what they're going to do with you and enjoy the 4th of July, and then get ready to work this Monday.
That's it. Guys, I'll see you in class, and I'll see tonight if you've registered. You're going to be contacted over the next day or so with all your information and everything else. We're going to get you those 75 audios. You guys can get started on all that stuff. You're going to have all that. Bernie, send my regards to Ray if you see him, and tell him to stop carrying heavy things around all the time. That was crazy, that thing.
Oh, I'm sure he's carrying something right now, working out.
And as always, No Excuses is the premier event in this industry. I'm so excited and proud to have been affiliated with the event all these many years, and look forward to everything that you guys produce and put on to bring this industry to the next level. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
wait till you see your presentation in Spanish. It'll be awesome.
I can no puedo esperar para verlo. You know, your translator came over and gave me a big hug, though. She was really sweet. She came over and she gave me a big hug, and she was crying. She was all happy. So that's cool. Can't wait. It's awesome.
Awesome. Well, everybody have a great night. Thank you, Diane, for your time and for pouring your heart out once again. Take care, everybody. Love you all.